Tell you what, I played softball this weekend, and my knees are making more racket than a kid on a drum kit. This is actually going to be a video response to Sgtmarkins about why you ride. And for me, I bought this motorcycle in March of 2009. It's a 2009 Kawasaki Ninja 250R. And I bought it for a number of different reasons. I bought the motorcycle primarily, well, no, I wouldn't say primarily, but one of the many reasons that I bought this motorcycle was to save money on gas and to have fun, and to gain a skill that I didn't have before. I did not know how to ride a motorcycle. I had ridden some scooters in the past. Matter of fact, that's probably how you could say I first learned how to ride. I was riding on a scooter. And the scooter was some friends of my grandparents that they let me ride it. Oh man, that feels so much better. Whew. And I really enjoyed riding the scooter. And my father had motorcycles. My uncle had motorcycles. Obviously, I don't remember a whole lot about my father and his motorcycles, but I can remember him. Me like hugging the gas tank while he was taking me for a ride on it. And then my uncle too, when I stayed down, he lived in Virginia, and when I went down there one time when I was a kid, I can remember him giving me a ride on his motorcycle. And much later, then I went for that ride on the scooter, and I really enjoyed it. And the opportunity came up for me to get something. We kind of needed a spare vehicle. We have a minivan and a pretty big SUV truck. And when gas first went up to like the $3 a gallon plus mark, I basically talked to my wife about it. Originally the way it started out is we were going to get one of those like electric scooter type vehicles, and they had one at Sam's Club, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, this could be an option for me to just save a lot of money on gas. And so I talked to her about it, and she's like, yeah, go for it. And then I think I went to the 2009 motorcycle show at our IX Center, our exposition center, and I sat on a bunch of motorcycles, looked at a bunch of scooters, started thinking maybe I wanted to get something that would be a little bit more than just that electric scooter thing, and decided that maybe a motorcycle was a little bit more up my alley. But I wasn't sure on like the gasoline-powered scooters. I really liked. It was a T-Max, the Yamaha T-Max, and I also really liked the Sym, S-Y-M. I think it was a 250. And there's a local dealer here, and I actually went and sat on one. Well, it wasn't the one I wanted, but he was able to get it for me. And then I went to this place in Cleveland Scooters, and they had the actual unit there, and I sat on one. And it wasn't bad. It was interesting. It was fun. But it obviously scooters are, there's no shifting, there's no clutch, and it just wasn't. I didn't think it was really going to teach me the things that I wanted to be able to learn. I mean, if I ever needed to, I wanted to be able to hop on a motorcycle and go and actually shift gears and, you know, work the clutch. And I had cars that were standard shift cars, but if you think about it, a motorcycle is the exact opposite of a car. I mean, in a car you shift with your feet, or you shift with your hands, and you engage the clutch with your feet. On a motorcycle, you engage the clutch with your hands and you shift with your feet. So it was quite a bit different for me, going at it from that standpoint. But I did want to learn how to do it. I wanted to be able to hop on a motorcycle if I had to and be able to go. And I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money either, but I did want to get new motorcycle financing. So, and by the way, I did pay off my motorcycle. It is now 100% mine this spring, so doing the happy dance. I actually paid it off like a couple months ago, but it's still a really cool thing that I'm glad I was able to do. But so even a lot of the scooters I was looking at, like the T-Max, were much more expensive than the Ninja 250, and it made me think maybe I needed to go at this from a different direction. So I decided that the Ninja 250 would probably be the most logical course of action for me to take, simply because it was one of the least expensive, you know, well-known, mass-produced motorcycles that was out there, where you actually shifted, that would actually get me around on these country roads. You know, I wouldn't recommend it for the highway, but for what I use it for, it's been great. It gets, you know, if you take it easy and you shift a lot, don't drive too fast. I mean, you can get 70 miles to the gallon on this thing, so it met all my objectives that I wanted for it, so I was pretty happy with that, as I almost wreck. But, and I'm able to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I'm able to do all those things. So, and I have the experience of learning how to ride. And, you know, it's changed my life in a lot of ways. And I think that is one of the things that maybe people who have not ridden motorcycles should think about. You know, how can a motorcycle actually change something about how you live, what your life is like? You know, that's what the motorcycle did for me. You know, obviously, my life has been touched in much greater ways, you know, in a lot of different areas, but riding a motorcycle was just one of those things where, you know, I did it, and I haven't regretted it. And there's actually a song that I wanted to play during this too. and I'll probably shut up here in a second and just let the song play. But you know, every time I hear this song, I think about motorcycles, and I think about people who are thinking about riding, or people that don't know if they want to start riding, and to just give it a try. You know, I had talked to a lot of people prior to purchasing a motorcycle, people who had ridden and then stopped, or people that were thinking about riding and hadn't yet, and people who have been riding for a long time, people that like to ride but don't have motorcycles, and you know, got a lot of different opinions from a lot of different people. I actually went out to actually on YouTube and just watched a bunch of crash videos. I know that a lot of people don't like the fact that there's motorcycle crash videos on YouTube, but you know, I watched them because I wanted to see. You know, everybody says it's not if, it's when, and I mean, if that's going to happen sometime, I want to know what I'm in for, you know. I want to know what to prepare myself for. And I figured if I could watch all the crash videos and still want to get on a motorcycle, still want to have the experience, then I guess I was ready for that. I was ready to accept the risk, and then too, this whole vlogging thing, you know, I started out watching Rebel Yell 91 videos, and like probably a lot of people did, and you know, I watched some more Death 13, although he's not really up my alley, so to speak, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to be able to reach out to people outside my circle of people that are around me, and influence people to live a better life, or you know, to help people that are either riding or just interested in riding. So that's what I'm out here doing, working on, trying, and I'll play that song now and just kind of let this video go.
Reasons just to walk away. No one would blame you if you didn't want to face the pain. You find yourself up against the wall. You're scared to push cause it might fall, and it just might change your life. You're on the edge, now take one step and you just might find you'll fly. You never know what'll happen next. Don't be afraid to let go this time. It just might change your life. You keep on reaching for a hand to hold. You're scared you'll wake up on the edge of the unknown. You find your heart in a fragile place, afraid to move cause it might break, and it just might change your life. You're on the edge, now take one step and you just might find you'll fly. You never know what'll happen next. Don't be afraid to let go this time, and it just might change your life. Don't be afraid to let go. Just let go, just let go, just let go, just let go. And it just might change your life. just my